Hey everyone, I'm Uberswe and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm teaming up with another awesome YouTuber, Azu, for a crate mod build swap. If you haven't heard of Azu, he's a seriously skilled builder who's also been diving into the crate mod lately. So here's how this is going to work. He's designing a late game crate mod house, and I'll be building a starter house, but we're playing to our strengths. I'll focus on all the cool crate mod contraptions, and Azu's handling the aesthetics and design magic. Then we swap. Take what the other person has built and level it up, using our own style and expertise. So let's get to it. Yeah, so this is what I built. A very simple house using oak planks, oak logs, and not too much detail. I did throw in like a few spruce trapdoors and, use stone everywhere I could. Here on the outside, I have built a very basic wheat farm just to get a little bit of food for our house. As you can see, everything gets dumped in here as it goes around. And it's just using some harvesters and a windmill bearing with 8 sails, which is the minimum to make this move. And then on the inside, what I've done here is I put some gauge information here so you can tell how fast your setup is rotating, how fast these cogs are spinning, and you can also see the total power and usage that you currently have on the entire setup. Then over here we have some basic machines. So you got your mixer here, you got a saw for like stripping logs and things like that, and you also have a basin here as well as a press. So whatever you might need to be doing, you can do right here. And also if you need to shut off the power, you have the emergency shut off here, which will just cut the power to everything. Then for the steam engines in here, I went a little bit creative. So this is showing my design side, I guess, because I was like, oh, I wonder if I could put a steam engine in every orientation. So you have one coming from the top, one from each side here, and then one from the bottom. Everything is powered by these water wheels down here. So this is like giving the initial power. And then we have passive steam engines up top here. Over here, we have our chicken, which is also handling all our inventory. So this is like everything we can request. Everything is stored underground. So we can request an encased fan and some nozzles here, and we'll click send on that. It's not the fastest system, but it will eventually end up here, I believe. So there we go. The package has arrived, and now we have our items. And then if we want to put those back in our inventory, we just put them here and we click this button. And now if we talk to our chicken, we should see that they're back there in the inventory. Basically underneath the floor here, I have a huge vault where everything is stored. Then over here, I put a washer, a cooker, and cook extra here. So if we put some items on there, for example, we could wash our sand, we can cook our beef, and cook extra our iron here. We should see it being processed. Now everything has processed, so we got some clay balls here, we got some steak here, and we also have some iron ingots. So this is something simple you can use. All it is I have a campfire down here, I have some lava down there, and some water down there. Yeah, you can see it here. And then I have encased fans just spinning underneath, pushing air up under the depot. And yeah, this works. You can still cook stuff on top of the depot even if it has the air coming from under it. And then we have our final setup. So just a little bed area here. I didn't go too complicated, but it has a lever here. So you can always bring your bed with you as you're going on an adventure. Just right click there. And now we have our entire bed and all our inventory here in our hand. And we can go out in the world and place this down anywhere. However, when we come back home, we can just place it again, just flip our lever, and then we have access to our inventory and everything. Actually, this can be accessed while the contraption is assembled, but I don't think you can sleep on an assembled contraption. So there you go. This is the starter house that I built, and now Azu is going to come and decorate this. And if you'd like to see his perspective of him going through and decorating this base, then check out his video in the description below. We're going to head over to Azu's build, which is a late game house, and I'm going to go ahead and add some crate stuff to it. So let's head over there now. Oh, wow. Yeah, so this is what Azu has built, and he even added a Swedish flag here because, yeah, I'm Swedish, if you didn't know. So Uberswe, that comes from the fact that I'm Swedish. Oh, just look at what he's done. Oh, and I love the, oh, what is it called again? I love that he's used a mechanical roller there for decoration. That's actually really clever, really nice. And I like the detail of the little cart here. It does look a little bit small, but highly detailed, really creative. Oh, I really like this. Let's see if we can check out the inside. Oh, that was like this little pathway up. Ooh, and we come in here. Ooh, very nice. Yeah, I could definitely see myself living here. Well, I guess now I have to come up with something to do here. I don't think I can put a lot of machinery and things in here. Like, it's going to be a tight space to fit a lot of machines, but maybe, you know, this is the type of house that I would put my valuables in and like have as a, you know, a comfort house. So maybe if we focus on security, that could be the thing. Maybe a security and a little bit of comfort. I think that could work. I'll go ahead and implement some changes, and then I'll be back to explain what I did. Okay, I've been quite busy and I've added a few things which are create related here, and let me give you a tour and show you how they work. So for the entrance here, this is like the one entrance that I really want to work. I added this button here which opens these doors, so they're like sliding doors. They use minecart contraptions. I had to use these controller rails here in order to kind of make this work. If we stand here, you can kind of see the logic here. So it uses a bit of redstone. I could probably simplify this, but this is like the final working version that I ended up with, and it works quite well. So we have those doors there. Then over here we have these turntables here, and turntables can rotate armor stands, and I've gone ahead and placed these different armors here, which I thought looked kind of neat. That would be something you would show off, and it's just using a water wheel down there to power these turntables. I don't even think they like take any SU actually. Yeah, you can see this is the water wheel, and this water wheel also powers a trap that we have over here. So you see the skulk sensor here. This is actually going to trigger a mechanical bearing which sits somewhere right in there. It got kind of compact when I was working on this, and if we trigger that skulk sensor by placing this block, we'll place it like this, you'll see it kind of spins. So the idea is you would you would trigger this and then you would fall down into these blaze burners here. And if we make a hole here, you can see these blaze burners are just powered by another water wheel with encased fans here, and they will light the player on fire as they fall down. So I added a bunch of traps because, you know, security. And then these armor stands are more of a comfort thing. Of course, over here we have some food, maybe our comfort foods. And we also have this bed here, and we have this jukebox here. It uses a mechanical arm to feed the disc. Basically it uses the new Crate Mod 6.0 mechanics here, where we have a barrel filled with music discs, and then it's going to extract from that barrel using our packagers here. Falls down in the chute, and then the packager deposits it into the depot here, and then our mechanical arm will pick it up from that depot and place it on the jukebox here, and it will start playing. The mechanical arm will start dancing, and so will the parrots. So I thought it was kind of a nice combination. You can actually talk to this parrot because we have a stock ticker here, and any mob you place on a seat next to a stock ticker is going to be our interface for our inventory. And our inventory has these music discs. You know, we can go ahead and play some pig step, and our mechanical arm will grab it, put it on the jukebox, and then everybody will start dancing. Fun feature that I thought I would add. Yeah, over here, basically under here, there is a nozzle, which is one of these things. And you rarely see these used with the crate mod. Like, they're not that popular, but I think they're really useful, especially for traps. So this is set on top of an encased fan, and the encased fan is like sucking really hard down. That's gonna pull people in. So you can see these like little air particles that pop up here and there every once in a while. Those are from the nozzle. So it's like pulling in. So that means it's basically impossible to jump from the window here down without missing the lava. So that's another security feature here. And then last but not least, we have the door here, which has an observer right there. You can see it from the inside, but you can't see it from the outside. And when that observer is triggered, it's going to trigger this redstone lamp here, and that's going to trigger this redstone link, which is going to trigger this sequence gear shift, and it's going to trigger this sequence gear shift, and also this sequence gear shift up here. Yeah, if we open the door here, you'll see how it works. Basically, these pop up, and we have a deployer that will close the door. And we also have another few deployers that will place the TNT and our concrete back. Here we have the brown concrete powder, and as you can see, there's the TNT here. This TNT gets activated by the redstone lamp, so no crate mechanics there. But if we close it, you can see it falls down, and the player will explode down there. And then our deployers are going to put the sand back and the TNT back. I thought that was kind of a unique feature. that's pretty much all the crate stuff that I added to Azu's build. And now I'm going to join up with Azu and we're going to take a look at both builds together. Hey, Azu.
Hey, Uber.
Thank you for sharing this awesome build and doing this build swap with me. It's been really cool to see, this house that you designed. And I kind of thought about what a late game crate mod player might need and focused on security and comfort.
Yeah, I hope you liked it, and I hope you could use a lot of elements to make a lot of amazing create machines and contraptions. So I cannot wait to see what you have done.
I've had a lot of fun. The space inside was a little bit tight, but I think you're going to like this. Why don't you try to open that door right there?
Oh yeah, I just wanted to say that I really want to get into... What? What did you do? Uber, what did you do?
So yeah, that's part of the security system for this house.
I built this house. Like, why I cannot just enter it? All right. Let me just get into the house in another way.
I mean, you could try the door again if you want to.
Oh yeah, you really want me to try the door?
It's self-resetting, as you see.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that it's self-resetting. Yeah, this is well, to be honest, other than it was really painful for me, I have to say that this is amazing. But if you don't mind, I will try to reopen this door. So I will probably try to find another way in.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Oh, I was so smart leaving an open window.
Yeah. That's the thermal air conditioning system that I put into the house.
Oh yeah. Well, one thing is for sure, I could definitely sense the heat. So
it's also part of the security system.
Oh really? It was a bit painful, especially during this summertime.
Yeah.
But well, maybe
come around this way. This door right here. Why don't you try that?
All right. What? And why are these base burners? There is no... Oh no, I could... All right, never mind. I just tried to find a way to the water source that was the water wheel.
Yeah, exactly, the water wheel.
But
yeah, so you've seen the house is secure now, and these are the doors. I thought it was really cool that you use these doors, you put these blocks here, and I made them functional. So you can try that button there. I promise this one is not trapped. So.
Oh. Okay, I don't know if I should trust you, but I will.
There you go.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. It is, well, yeah, you were right. It was a bit tight, but, well, there are a lot of things to see here.
I guess, yeah, that's all the things that I had to show you here. Should we hop over and take a look at what you did with my starter house?
Oh, of course.
All right, let's hop on over. We're here. We're out on, in front of my starter house, and I can already tell that it's completely different from how I left it. So you've definitely done some work on the outside. I guess, are you ready to show me around?
Yeah, of course. First of all, I just wanted to mention that I mainly focused on the vibe and to make it a really, really comfy starter house. And I just wanted to keep that I am using really, really early game stuff. So it will contain a lot of planks and logs and barrels, but other than that, it is just early game. So you can
yeah, so survival friendly.
Of course.
I like the vibe so far, and wow, that looks amazing already.
So in case of the interior, the first thing I want to mention is that I made it a bit bigger. So, it has the feeling that it's maybe because of the roof, but it feels a bit bigger. So you can probably do a lot more things in. And another thing is that it was really smart to place stressometers and speedometers here, because I have never thought about doing that, but they are actually really great to show how things work. And I just made this cover to them.
Yeah,
so you can open and close it.
Yeah, I really like that cover. That's a really clever thing to put on there.
Other than that, I just put the spruce trapdoors here and there, so it is covering a bit. But yeah, it's just some simple thing. I've added some pillars here with the millstone and the metal girders, and well, I turned the bulk processing into a kitchen because I was like, why won't I do the kitchen? Because it was really yelling for a kitchen, like cooking,
Yeah.
extra cooking is just, yelling
Yeah.
for a kitchen.
I mean, that was my original idea to have it as like a little bit of a kitchen, but I'm terrible at decorating. So yeah, I'm really happy with what you did. I really like the way it looks now. Yeah, really nice. Well done. I also like the touch with the Swedish flag, I guess. So yeah, I'm Uberswe and I'm from Sweden. Some Swedish flags in here. That's neat. I love that you put like a porch here, because when I put the window here, like the windows I had were very simple, and when I put the window here and I was like, oh, what a nice view, and then you took it and you put a porch here. Yeah, this is amazing. Hanging out here and like enjoying the view.
Yeah, you can see the sea.
Perfect.
And now I think it's time to deal with the heavy machinery and the heavy stuff. I was really glad that you have made, well, technically an infinite amount of power here, because this is just so amazing, and I didn't want to hide it from here because I think this looks really nice, and basically I think this is the heart of Create, so I kept it as it is. And I have also decorated the lower level where you have these starter water wheels and stuff, and well, yeah, I just tried to make it like a machines, whatever it is called. Yeah.
Like a machine room?
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. I love what you've done with the place. And I like these metal girders here that are holding up everything, holding it in place. I was actually hiding this when I did the build initially, so to actually see it exposed is kind of neat. I didn't think it would look good, and it actually does look really good. Well done.
It was really smart from you to put the chimney right behind the steam engines, because it just speaks for itself that it is deploying the fumes, it is deploying the steam. And the only thing that I've changed on this chimney is that I made it higher because this high roof required it, which looks a bit complicated, but I really wanted to make it just a bit textured so it's not too boring. I just think it looks pretty cool. It looks pretty nice. And
yeah, no, I think you've done like amazing work here. So I think I had spruce stairs everywhere. That's what I was doing. And you've come in here with very basic materials and just added like stripped spruce logs, oak wood, and just made it a lot more interesting to look at. So it's like you've used very basic resources and made it 10 times better. And that's the end of this video. I'll make sure to link to Azu's video in the description below if you'd like to see his perspective. And also check out his channel, as Azu has done some amazing builds with the Create mod. I'd also like to give a huge shout out to my Patreon members who help me with that extra bit of support that allows me to pursue projects I never thought were possible before. To everyone still watching, thank you. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe for more of my content. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time.